meeting. The subject that he or she wishes to express to the Mobile City Council must be identified and pertain to the City of Mobile business. Anyone who has not given proper notice to the City Clerk office and wishes to speak on a non-agenda item will not be allowed to address the council. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes to address the council. A bell will sound to indicate the end of 2 minutes. 1 minute remains for summarizing. The second bell indicates that your time has expired. When addressing the council, there will be no personal address to any individual council members. All statements are to be made to the chair who will recognize any council member who wishes to respond. To maintain decorum, there will be no undue applause and or public outcry allowed. Madam City Clerk.
Approval of minutes of July 23rd.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Minutes approved.
Communications from Mayor Stimson.
Good morning.
Morning.
Appreciate everyone being here this morning. We have a lot of guests with us. I have several announcements. One is just wanted to recap the announcement yesterday, or the press event that we had regarding the bridge. Over the last 2 weeks, you've been seeing a lot that's been said about it. $550 million dedicated to that project. It's not completely done yet, but the grant has been awarded, just hadn't been completed. But nevertheless, as I explained yesterday, when you look at the bridge project, it's really been 30 years in the making. And so probably if things go according to plan, within a year, we could be actually under construction. That's the hope for. And if you're thinking about a hurdles race that you could see in the Olympics with 10 hurdles, we may have crossed the 8th hurdle. We've got 2 more. One has to do with making sure the financing is secure and also making sure that it's being done at a cost, the very best possible cost that can be achieved. So huge progress yesterday. Very fortunate to have Governor Ivey here, Senator Britt, Congressman Carl, as well as the administrator for the FHWA, Shaylin Batt. So anyway, big day regarding progress being made for the bridge. On today's agenda, I'd like to point out that there'll be a vote by the council to demolish the obsolete Mobile Civic Center and set the pathway forward for building a new state-of-the-art entertainment arena. For the first read, it's not something that will be voted on today, but it has to do with the Amtrak, bringing Amtrak passenger service back to Mobile for the first time in 20 years. If you had told me 6 months ago that we'd be seeing all these big steps forward in the same week and being able to talk about them the same day, I'm not so sure that I would have thought that was possible. But big things continue to happen in the city of Mobile, but there are so many people that working collaboratively that have to work together to make this happen, whether it's the mayor's staff, the city council, the Chamber of Commerce, our business partners, the governor's office. It would not happen if it were not for all the collaboration from all of those plus others that I've not named. Anyway, we have a great team and just grateful to be a part of it. Also, none of this happens without the votes of the city council, so special thank you to them. You know, yesterday was a really unique situation, one that I hope doesn't occur again, but we had a window washer on the east side of the tower get in trouble, and our fire rescue department showed just how well they can respond by rescuing this gentleman off the side of that building. This is not something that they do. Matter of fact, maybe they've done it before, but it's certainly been a long time. But there was no one hurt, and he was 450 feet up in there. And so anyway, we're grateful for all the things that fire rescue does on a daily basis that they don't get the recognition for. So thank you for that. Money Moves Boot Camp on Saturday. So this is hosted by our Office of Supply Diversity and Community Affairs. There's free financial boot camp for Mobilians Saturday, August 3rd at the National Maritime Museum of the Gulf of Mexico. Again, it's the financial boot camp Saturday, August 3rd. I've got a couple of proclamations that I'd like to read, and then I'll introduce some special guests that we have. But the first one, and if I could get Dr. Eric Peebles and Mr. Braylon Carter Pugh. If y'all are y'all present? Okay, so they're not present. So well, yes. Well, if you could come to the podium. Yep. I'll go ahead and read this this proclamation. Whereas on July 26, 1990, President George H.W. Bush signed into law the Americans with Disabilities Act to ensure the civil rights of people with disabilities and eliminate discrimination against them. And whereas the ADA has expanded opportunities for Americans with disabilities by reducing barriers and changing perceptions and increasing full participation in community life, which has motivated the City of Mobile to continue our efforts to fully implement the ADA. And whereas throughout the year and on the anniversary of the ADA, we celebrate and recognize the progress that has been made by reaffirming the principles of equality and inclusion and recommitting our efforts to reach full ADA compliance. Now, therefore, I, William S. Stimson, the 108th Mayor of the City of Mobile, do hereby officially recognize July 26, 2024 as the 34th anniversary of Americans with Disabilities Act. Thank y'all very much for what you do.
There we go. My name is Dr. Braylon Carter Pugh. I am the Executive Director of Independent Living Center of Mobile. On behalf of the Independent Living Center of Mobile, I would like to thank you for this proclamation. Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
Okay, we also have a very special guest who for the last 20 years has been involved with our committee, local committee on disabilities. And so I have a certificate of recognition for our Sister Lucinda Cleghorn in the proclamation. And Sister, can you come to the, Don, can you help her to the podium? Actually, I'll come to the podium and read it.
Mayor, turn your mic on.
There we go. Sister Cleghorn is hereby officially recognized upon the remarkable occasion of her retirement from the Mobile Advisory Commission for the Disabled after 20 years of service. Done on this 30th day of July in the year of our Lord, 2024, and the 322nd year of the founding of the City of Mobile. Congratulations, Sister, and there are a lot of people who love you.
I'm deeply humbled and delighted to receive this recognition, and I thank you for allowing me to serve for the years I served, not only for myself, but for all the people with disabilities, particularly those with psychiatric disabilities. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
You don't have to go back up the steps. Okay?
Hey, Mayor, Ms. Stimson, would you ask Sister who would she like to recommend for her replacement on the board of directors?
Yes, I do. His name is Alvin Collier. I gave him his city number. busy holiday, but he's a good advocate also.
So we have a very special group of students. We have a sister city, Ichihara, Japan, we send students there. I think it's every other year, and then their students come here every other year. This is the longest sister city relationship that we have, and it's been tremendously active. And for some reason, it just goes through my mind, if Fred Richardson were here, he would talk about going to Ichihara. Am I right, Council?
Yes, sir.
He absolutely talked about the great time, the great hospitality, how well he's been received. And so with that, I'd ask all the students to please stand from Ichihara. And one of them would like to make a few remarks. If you can go to the podium and make your remarks.
Hello, everyone. Japanese style greeting. Yeah. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. There were a lot of things I have not seen and experienced since I came to Mobile, and it's really fun every day. These are only a few days left, but I like to strive for cross-cultural exchange with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I have a present to Mobile. Yeah.
All right. Thank you all so much for coming down.
So
It's good to
I
see
would
you.
close by saying this. They had a brief opportunity to be in my office, and I asked them if they would ready. They've been here for 7 days. I said, "Are y'all ready to go home?" And almost unanimously, they said no. So obviously, they've been treated very well in the city of Mobile. For all those who are sponsoring them, chaperoning them, thank you so much for what you're doing. Mr. President, that concludes my remarks.
Mr. President,
Mr. Reynolds.
I'd be remiss with this great rescue that was done at RSA yesterday, not to mention my cousin, Reagan Humphreys, who was on Technical Rescue 8 along with other crews and assisted in the operation. Her brother, Ryan Turner, he's with MPD. He's a police officer, my cousin as well, and he always picks at her about, police being the real first responders and, all of that sort of stuff. And I want to say to Ryan, she's got one up on you here. So great job, Reagan and crew, on the rescue yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. President, I did have one more item, and that is to call on Nick Hamburger to introduce the Employee of the Month.
Mr. President, before Nick comes, the City Council has gifts for the exchange students. If we could just give those to them now.
Okay. that'd be
Okay,
great.
thank you.
And for all of the students who are here and their chaperones, several of us on the council have been able to visit Ichihara in the past. And whatever Councilman Richardson said about the hospitality, he was dead on. Tremendous. I loved visiting there, seeing the sights, and getting to know the people. So again, welcome. We look forward to you all coming every other year. And our students, I know, look forward to going and visiting Ichihara. So thank you.
Mr. President,
Mr. Carroll.
I too have been to Ichihara maybe twice in my life, and I just want to ask the kids. I just want to ask the kids, while y'all were here, did y'all eat any red snapper? When we were in Ichihara, it's a custom that you must eat the eye of the red snapper when you're there. See, here when we catch snapper, a lot of people eat snapper throats, but over there, improper or disrespectful not to eat the eye. So, being that I was the youngest, Clinton Johnson and Fred Richardson volunteered me to eat the eye of the snapper. But let me tell you, it was quite interesting. The eye of the snapper is like the gristle end of a chicken bone. It was actually quite good. So I hope the kids, while they're here, they enjoy our red snapper and get a chance to visit our local seafood restaurants.
Right. Okay.
I have fun. Yeah, have fun. Have fun. Have fun. Have fun. Have fun.
You know, watching.
Well, good morning. I guess it's my distinct pleasure to introduce and probably in some cases reintroduce everyone to Jacob Lawrence. He's the Public Works Employee of the Month for July 2024. For those that don't know Jacob this month marked his 18th year with the City of Mobile. He began his career with the city with the History Museum. Then he's moved on to the Architectural Engineering Department, managing the work order system. Recently, he's been promoted to the Operations Manager of the AE Department. This past year, he's had managed a successful transition of our next-gen work order system, management software, and basically keeps the facilities and the buildings departments really moving and on track. He also continues to lead their e-builder efforts with project management software for architectural engineering, and he's recently onboarded 3 new employees for that department. He was the main lead, if you recall. Public Works departments have gotten recently APWA accreditation. He was the accreditation manager. So Jacob is he's all over the place. And really, I don't know what we would do without him. He sees gaps and issues with the departments, helps us improve processes where we can deliver deliver what we do, everything. Jacob's truly a go-getter, goes beyond and above for the real estate department and all the departments beyond that. He's a support role there, and we just couldn't be more happy to congratulate him on being named the Public Works Employee of the Month.
Congratulations to you.
Monthly finance report.
Good morning, Mr. President and Council. So year-to-date, things are the way we like them. Revenues are a little higher than expected. Expenses are a little bit lower than expected. So we're running at about a $14 million surplus for the month. Our revenue was a little higher than budget. Our expenses were a bit higher than budget. So we were down 3.75 for the month. Most of that falls into three things. The wave transit still running a bit above budget. We're waiting on getting some federal funding back in that will reimburse us for about $4.3 million of that. The transfer to the police and fire pension which is a timing issue. That's $2 million. And then police arrest and detention was above budget. The police arrest and detention.
Done.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions or comments from the council? Turn your mic on, Mr. Days.
I'd just like to cover the schedule for the budget, the FY25 budget. We expect that the administration will have the budget to us as required on August 20th. On August 27th, we'll have a finance committee meeting at which we'd like to have you there and any other folks in your department so that the council has the opportunity to ask questions about the budget that they may have. They will have had a week to review it. Then on September 3rd, we'll have the public hearing on the budget. Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry?
September 3rd, public hearing.
Yes.
And then on September 19th, we'll adopt the budget so as to complete our work by September 20th, which is what's required. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it, and it's on our calendar.
Any other questions, comments from this council? All right, thank you.
Adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Agenda is adopted.
Appeals. We have requests for a waiver of the noise ordinance on September the 4th through the 13th and September 13th through the 15th in Lyons Park, October 4th through the 5th on LaSure Road, April 26th on McGregor Avenue South, and August the 3rd in Medal of Honor Park.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes.
Public hearings. Today is a public hearing to declare the structures at 2106 Diamond Circle North, 1604 Robert Ely Street, 1105 Stewart Road, 5910 West Haven Drive South, public nuisances and ordering them demolished.
This open up the public hearing for these particular said items. Is anyone present that would like to address the council on these items? Is anyone present? If not, these public hearings are closed.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Gwendolyn Petaway.
Madam Clerk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Public hearing. Today is a public hearing to consider the application of Bennett's Care to operate a shuttle service.
This open up the public hearing for this particular said item. Is anyone present that would like to address the council? If not, this public hearing is closed.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Gwendolyn Petaway.
Is Ms. Petaway present? Okay.
Sabrina Mass.
Okay. Sabrina Mass. So we have the report here from Chief Prine, the investigation commander Levy. It's right here for everybody. Yes, we all read it, and many of us that are not present, we read it very, very thoroughly because we have some intellect. We don't have a law degree, but we can be. The report is here. So now we're at the point a chief of police has been vindicated. He told the truth. It's in here. Fired for no reason. Commander Levy told the truth. It's in here. Fired for no reason. That's 2 veteran officers fired. 2 good officers fired. It's in here. I would like to say, Councilman Reynolds, I know we can't say night. Okay, District 4 and Josh Woods, thank you. It's in here. Shame on y'all. And you know why I say shame? Because I have cried and I have really, 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 really had faith. I had faith for years that I trusted this administration and some of you up here. It's in here. Conflict of interest. How is getting terminated a conflict of interest? Conflict of interest means you can sit down, talk about it, resolve it, and move on. Not fire people, not take them from their jobs, not mess up their careers, not mess up their finances when they have to take care of their families. That's wrong. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, you're worried about us human beings. You're back to worry about God and his vindication, because he says vengeance is his, and oh, it is. It is. Again, I hate nobody, because I don't have it in my heart to hate. But what I do say is this. God says he doesn't hate the sin, he hates the sinner. And that goes for me or anybody. It's wrong. Y'all fired them people for no reason whatsoever. It's wrong. And you, I didn't say no names. You, whoever it fits, go to Florida and fix that mess down there, because you can't fix us in this city. It's blood already on the hands over here, and y'all didn't even let us know the background of this situation. I'm keeping it real because I can. You don't have to like what I say, but I'm saying the truth. Fix that mess in Florida before you fix Mobile, Alabama. We got this. I'm not going to sit here. We are not secure. We feel uncomfortable in this city. We don't even know who we can trust, and we don't know who's narrating this stuff in this city or who's not. People are scared in this city. People are afraid. Cybersecurity. What are you doing with cybersecurity? You're watching us? You're going to kill us? What's going on? You let two good people go, the chief of police and Commander Levy. Good cops. Good cops. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I don't care if you never like me.
Renee Chapel.
I got to follow that. I don't think I really need to, but I am going to say this. How could you do that, Renee Chappa? How could you do that to someone that served for 27 years? Y'all chose him. Why wouldn't you let him do his job? Why didn't you teach him if he needed to know about the intelligence? How could he do his job? No, the citizens don't appreciate it. Thank you. 4, thank you, District 6. Thank you, Carol, for getting it started as well, what you said in the beginning of getting behind these two and bringing them together. But no, the chief Prine was vindicated. Thanks to Levy, which that's what the investigation, the whole deal, just first 60 pages of it. That right there tells the whole story. We're not blind. You wanted to bring demise against our public safety. Your chief, not only our chief, that was your chief. Shame on you. Shame on you that you couldn't be grown-ups and use a bully. And yeah, I call you the mafia when you do that.
Address me.
I sure do. And shame on y'all for not having a backbone when it did come and you knew there was a problem to stop it, to sit them down, to bring those individuals in front of y'all. This is our public safety that y'all were dealing with, that y'all were playing with, our lives on the street. No, we don't appreciate it. I wish you would resign. I can't wait till August of 2025, because our vote counts, not just my voice. I'm speaking for a lot of citizens in this city, this beautiful city that we love, the beautiful port city in America, one of them. We don't feel safe. The trust was. And the only way that I can figure that it could be, I'm ready for some impeachment progress to come along. That's what I'm calling for. Thank you.
Reggie Hill.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Before I begin, I want to join with others and commend Chief Morris, Ms. Humphrey, and their crew for their amazing work on yesterday. To citizens and stakeholders of Mobile, greetings. Reggie Hill is my name. I rise today to remind our public officials while you believe that you're sparring against certain citizens, you're actually prematurely fighting against God. And that is something that must be stopped. And we want to see the best for the city of Mobile. And this is not background noise. These are true sentiments and formidable disputes from the taxpayers, which should be recognized. Let's begin with OPR. I want to thank Ms. Melissa Kennedy, who was on sick leave and still made time to work with me regarding the claim that is before the city right now. I anticipate that we're going to have that resolved very soon. So I will save those remarks to later while we're working through those negotiations. Let's look at public safety. I absolutely believe that there was no due process with Chief Prime. And I also believe that the public safety should be looking at more as if the drainage. It's nice. We're getting to campaign season. We know that we're seeing the new streets paved and whatnot. But I think if you would have picked a survey out into the community, they would much rather see you fix their drainage than these new sidewalks and the streets being paved. Just maybe look at doing that instead of making these signs as if something's really going on in the community. Let's look at, please, this fiscal year 25 budget. It should not be approved. If we see anything in there like how we paid for about 400 tasers, I believe, and we spent, upwards of $19,000 per each taser. So we see anything in the budget like that, I don't think that we should be approving anything that looks as such, or without the proper police safety training, sensitivity training. What are we doing with the ARP resources? We haven't seen any of that presented as well. And we are in a housing crisis. Yet we have millions of dollars that can go to all these other, I believe, ideas that are not priorities when people are starving and homeless. So I think we need to get these things fixed before we move forward. Lastly, this Civic Center. Last week, unfortunately, somebody from this dais asserted and insisted this idea that the rebuke against the process has something to do with the name. Any historian will tell you before April 26, 1926, Murphy High School was called Mobile High School. So that means if there was anything to do with the name, it still would be an actual name. But the idea is going to the city code of 4480, which states you have to have proof of the funding. You all are voting on something potentially today. So there's no proof of the funding. And then you have to have a 100% completed site plan. We are in the media saying we're working on 60% of the plan. So we need to go back and read what's actually in place before we start misleading the public. And these are the things that actually matter because it's our taxpayer resources. And I would also like to see the study because it says $242 million will have a 15-year lifespan dealing with the renovation. I think we should really look at that too because the idea of the new facility is a waste of the resources. Thank you for yielding the floor.
Mr. President.
Mr. Carroll.
Let me reiterate this and be extremely clear. What we're talking about today in passing is the demolition of the Civic Center. The Civic Center is not a named monument based on the monument law of the state of Alabama. It is not 75 years old. It does not meet the historic requirements. Secondly, let me talk about the demolition contract. It is a separate contract, totally separate from vertical construction and new construction of a new facility. It is fully funded at, I believe, what was it, $4.5 million? And the contract was actually less than that. We demo buildings in this city every day under permit without having a fully executed site plan or renovation plan or elevation of any structure that's to go on after that. What's happening here, we have said individual or someone from the city trying to quote the code in the process, but missing a portion of the process, which means that they're two separate contracts, two separate operations. So let's not be confused in the city of Mobile. Let's listen to the people that actually deal with the process and permitting, deal with the process and design, and know exactly the process what we're doing and not just listen to rhetoric.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. Madam Clerk.
Ordinance is held over. 64043, rezone property located at 59 Hillcrest Road from R1 to B2.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Properly moving second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item pass.
Consent resolutions held over. 40478, declare the structure at 1053 Rotterdam Street a public nuisance and order it demolished.
Move to table.
Second.
Properly moving second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item table.
Resolutions held over. 01674, approve amendment to professional services agreement for Mobile Civic Center improvements with GMC. 08676, approve purchase order to Coastal Alabama Community College for spring semester EMT classes. 08677, approve purchase order to Vertive Corporation for maintenance plans for public safety complex.
So move.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're still going. That line just threw me. 08678, approved purchase order to TLG Peterbilt Springfield for 2024 Peterbilt water truck for motor pool. 08679, approved purchase order to Vertive Corporation for maintenance plans for Museum Drive. 09680, transfer funds from Capital Fund Public Facility Improvements to Grant Fund account to purchase of a chiller at Mobile Museum of Art. 09681, transfer funds from unassigned funds, general fund to capital improvements, project Civic Center new construction and demolition in capital improvement fund. 21682, authorized contract with Taylor Roofing and Concrete Construction for MPD mounted unit concrete installation. 21683, authorized contract with Coastal Installation for MPD mounted unit installation. 21684, authorized contract with Sawgrass Consulting for 2025 bridge maintenance. 21685, authorized contract with Sabre Demolition Corporation for demolition of Civic Center Theater and Expo Hall. 25686, accept 2 permanent sidewalk easements for the 2023 CIP ADA sidewalk projects, districts 1 through 7.
So moved.
Second. Properly moving second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item pass.
Consent resolutions being introduced, 31687 through 6705.
Madam Clerk, if you could call out 40-689 and 40-690 separate.
Okay. Do them together or do them separate? Each of those.
Yeah, you can do them together.
Okay.
Okay, move to waive the rules for immediate consideration of these resolutions as read.
Second.
Properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Madam Clerk.
31687 and 688, authorizing the mayor to apply, accept, and receive a grant from the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs and a grant from the Alabama Forestry Commission in support of their Trees for All program.
So moved.
Second. Properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item pass.
689 and 690, declare the structures at Jamon Circle North and 1604 Robert E. Lee Street public nuisances and ordering them demolished.
We'll take it for 60 days.
Second.
Properly moving second in the discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Items tabled for 60 days.
Okay. 4691 and 692, declaring the structures at 1105 Stewart Road and 5910 West Haven Drive South public nuisances and ordering them demolished. 58693, assess cost for removal of weeds, group 1656. 60, 694, 695, 696, 697, 698, 699, 700, 701, 702, 703, and 704 and 705 are determining appropriations to Alpha Charitable Foundation, Marching Cougars Band Booster Club, Africatown Plateau Pacers, Maryville Elementary School, Palmer Pillings Middle School, Isho Mertz Magnet School of Math, Science, and Technology, Irwin Craighead Elementary School, Gilliard Elementary School, BC Rain High School, Jaguar Athletic Fund, Inc., and Municipal Park Baseball, Inc. serve a public purpose and authorizing payment.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes.
CIP resolutions being introduced, 21706 through 21707.
Per council rules, these resolutions will be laid over for 1 week.
Resolutions being introduced, 01708 through 6725.
Per council rules, these resolutions will also be laid over for 1 week.
Announcements. Today's administrative committee meeting has been postponed and the date to be announced.
District 1, Councilman Penn.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to remind District 1, today we have our community meeting in the Tomerville community. We will discuss our new playground. I want to thank Parks and Recreation for receiving a $500,000 grant for our new playground at Figures Park. We will take suggestions and questions also about things that's taking place in the community. So come out to Figures Community Center, 658 Donald Street at 6 p.m. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Penn. District 2, Councilman Carroll.
No announcements, Mr. President.
District 4, Councilman Reynolds. District 5, Councilman Days. District 6, Councilman Woods.
No announcements, Mr. President.
Vice President Gregory. District 7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just one quick announcement, and that is to thank the Sandtown Community Group for holding their back-to-school event on Saturday. Even though the weather was not helpful, they were able to go into the engine bay at Fire Station number 18 on Spring Hill, at the Spring Hill Station at McGregor and Museum Drive. So they were able to continue on with their book bag giveaway and their back-to-school event. So thanks to all the Sandtown folks for hosting that, and of course to our firefighters for being there on site as well to help out. And speaking of the Mobile Fire and Rescue Department, I join with my colleagues in commending members of our fire rescue department for what they did yesterday to rescue the person who was cleaning windows all over at RSA. I think most everybody in the city has seen that video or seen photos, and it was really remarkable. So again, thank you, MFRD, for everything that you do for us here in the city. And that's all from District 7. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Vice President Gregory. And to the citizens of District 3, on last Thursday, Representative Barbara Drummond and myself, we put on our annual Chit and Chat Town Hall Luncheon for the seniors at the Maritime Museum. It was a successful event. We had several seniors from all across our district come and willing to fellowship with each other. Special thanks to Bama Bob's Barbecue and also to Latrenda Salter. And also would like to thank Pastor Michael Gaskin from the Three Circle Church for coming and bringing words to the seniors. Congratulations to Dr. Joseph and Janetta Mitchell, and also District 3 resident Judith Fair Burnham for receiving Making a Difference, a Senior Making a Difference award for this year. Again, congratulations to them. Again, looking forward to next year for our event. I have been receiving a lot of phone calls asking me about District 3 back to school bash. This year, we will not be having one. We have a large number of students in our Mobile County public school system that are homeless. So if you look at the agenda today, pretty much every school in District 3, I end up giving them money to go towards the homeless students in that particular school. A lot of those students need uniforms. I know a lot of back-to-school bashes give out school supplies, but a lot of the students need uniforms. Some students don't have but one set of uniforms that they have to wear every day. So I encourage all the citizens throughout Mobile to reach out to a local school and talk to the principal and see if there's any type of assistance that you give towards those homeless students. Again, I'm a big advocate for homeless students in our schools. But again, that is where I'm putting most of my effort at this year. We did sponsor some. Back to school bashes, we did contribute to, some money towards them, but as far as in District 3, we are focusing on homeless students in our district. Is there anything else from this council? Anything from administration?
Motion to adjourn.
Properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?